Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to my kitchen. So today I pulled out a whole bunch of okra from the garden, and I want to go ahead and pickle some okra because I found out this year that I absolutely love pickled okra. So I want to go ahead and try to recreate the okra that I got in the store that I absolutely loved. So for that, I am going to be following the recipe that I found is in my ball book of home preservation. You're going to find this recipe on page 316 in your book, and it's okra pickles. So the first thing that I want to go ahead and do is start our brine. And with that, we are going to need 3 cups of water, 3 cups of white vinegar, 1/3 of a cup of pickling or canning salt. All right, so the recipe does call for dill seed. I do not have dill seed, and it also calls for hot peppers to be sliced and put in there. I do not want any hot peppers in my pickled okra, so I'm going to keep it very basic with just the salt, the vinegar, the water, and garlic. I will be adding garlic to the jars. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stove. You want to get this going. You want it to boil to dissolve all the salt. Once that happens, turn it down to where it stays hot while you are finishing with prepping your okras. So let's go ahead and get this on the stove and get this heated up. All right, friends, so the next step that you're going to be doing is you want to find your okras. You want to make sure they are cleaned, and you're going to want to trim off the top. You do not want to cut the bottom to where the seeds and everything else come out. You just want to trim where the stem was. You want to trim it nicely, just like that. And go ahead and do that to all your okras. And for this, you want to use your small okra. You don't want to use big ones. And you definitely don't want to use the ones that you didn't see and they got humongous. These are way too woody. You want to use a very tender okra, so your small okras are going to be best. I'm also going to be taking off these little pieces that they have along the edges just to make it look pretty. I'm going to go ahead and remove those as well. Friends, also while you are waiting for your brine, go ahead and get your canner on the stove, filled with water, heating up, and make sure your jars are in there as well, heating up. That way when you're ready, you can just pull your jars out and start filling them with your okra and your liquid. So that kind of helps alleviate another step. Just go ahead and get that going on the stove at the same time. All right, friends, so my liquid is done. My okras are all cut up and ready to go. Now I need to start pulling the jars out, and we're gonna start packing them with our okra. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start putting in our okras. If they're too big, leave them out. You wanna make sure that you're leaving a 1-inch headspace at the top of your jars. Then you're gonna go ahead and put a couple garlic cloves. It calls to just put 1 in each jar, but I'm actually gonna put 2 because I really like garlic. All right, once you have that, go ahead and start ladling in your liquid. Then you're gonna take a clean, wet rag, and you're gonna go ahead and clean the rims of your jars. Go ahead and put your clean lid on top, and then we're gonna put our ring finger tight, and there we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this inside our canner. I'm gonna head and grab my next jar, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna start packing it with the okra. Put your 2 cloves of garlic in there, and go ahead and fill up your jar with the liquid. Go ahead and wipe the rim, put on your lid, put on your ring, finger tight, and put it in your canner. All right, friends, so now that all my jars are in there, I went ahead and put the lid on top. I'm gonna let it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we are gonna let it boil for 15 minutes. At the end of 15 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the top and let it sit for 5 minutes with the fire turned off. Then I will go ahead and remove my jars and put them on a towel to cool. So I'll bring y'all back in about 15 minutes. All right, friends, so my okra is all done. I'm now gonna let it sit here and cool for 12 to 24 hours until they completely seal. For whatever reason, if they do not seal, just go ahead and reprocess them again. The second time, if they still do not seal, put them in the refrigerator and they'll last for you for a little while. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. As always, I hope all is well, and have a blessed day.
You did your like 5-second smile?
Yep.